Hi, this is Daryl. As I was talking about in the slide presentation, this is the Chromebook, which in all of its features and benefits. So I'll be doing a quick demo just to give you an idea of what those include. Out of the box, it takes very few minutes to set up a new Chromebook. As I've talked about, you do need a Google account, Gmail account, to set up the Chromebook. You enter that information, and literally within minutes, your new Chromebook is up and running. Now, in my case, this is not my first Chromebook, so when I set this Chromebook up, I entered my account information, and it actually pulled in all of the things I had set up on my old Chromebook. And this is possible because Chromebooks are based on a cloud computing approach. So everything we do, basically most of what we do, is stored in the Google Cloud. This allows the information to be backed up automatically, and it allows you to retrieve, and if you have a disaster on the Chromebook, you can easily buy a new Chromebook and it can be set up to look just like the one you had running before it was broken. So let me show you some of the features of the Chromebook. It's not unlike a lot of the newer operating systems, and that's a good point. Chrome OS is what's running on a Chromebook. That's developed by Google, and it's different than Windows, and it's different from Mac. You know, Windows has the Windows operating system, and Mac has the Apple operating system on the Mac, or the Mac operating system, I should say, by Apple. So each of them have an operating system that makes everything work. But functionally, they all kind of do the same things. They have applications that we use, and that's really what drives the answer in what computer you need, is what applications do you need to do what you want to do. So on the Chromebook, in the lower left hand corner, I think you can follow my mouse, it's got a red circle around it. When I click on this little icon over here, notice it says Launcher. So when I click on that, that brings up all the applications that have been set up on this Chromebook. So they can be individual applications like Zoom up in the upper left corner, Play Store. I should mention that this is the Google Play Store. So Google Play Store, as you may know, works with your Android phones, for example, and that's how you download apps for Android. Well, not too long ago, Chromebooks added the feature of being able to download Android apps onto the Chromebook, and I'll be showing a couple examples of that. So here's all the different apps. The Files app that gets us to the files that we both have stored on the machine, and the cloud and the Google Cloud storage. So that shows all the applications. Notice there can be folders set up where you drag and drop several applications into a common folder that helps you organize things. Honestly, I don't use this interface much, and I'll explain why. So as I move away from it, I'm going down to the bottom area of the Chromebook. A lot of systems calls this the taskbar and the launcher area, the panel, so they all have different names. In this case, what is the name? I forgot the name. We'll get back to that. So the point is, this is where I pin, P-I-N, most of my common applications that I use that would be available by going back to this launch bar, but it's simply easier for me to find and navigate to the ones that I want. So notice I have the Chrome browser. Every Chromebook comes with the Chrome browser. That's the standard browser. You can use different browsers. It's a little tricky and a little advanced, but for basic usage, I would recommend not worrying about that and use the Chrome browser. I have a shortcut or a pinned application for my Facebook account. Notice I have two versions of Gmail. Let me just click on this one. So what this launches is the web version of Gmail by going to the mail.google.com or going to the applications listed for Google up here, so you can go to the applications that way. So basically, again, Chromebooks are built around Google and all the different free tools that are available as a Google member, as a Gmail account, you have access to on the Chromebook. And that's all included free. But there's a second icon for Gmail. When I launch that, notice that as it comes up, the interface is different. Well, this is the Android version of a Gmail app. So if you were a Android smartphone user, perhaps you would prefer using the Android version of the interface versus the web version. So that's one of the benefits of a Chromebook, is it both runs the web-based application access and, in most cases, the Android version of that. And next to those icons, I have icons for Google Sheets, Google Docs, the presentation software that Google provides, and that's what I use to build my slides for class. Next to that, notice there's an icon that says Outlook PWA. So that's another way applications are written for Chromebooks. And PWA stands for Progressive Web Application. Detailed technical terms we don't need to worry about, but it enables us to access, in this case, Outlook. But in addition to Outlook, I have access to the free tools that Microsoft offers, meaning Word, and this is the cloud version of Word, so it's not the locally installed version of Word. It is what they provide as a free tool to use on the internet. So we have Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and I was using Outlook as email. So it's important to note that Chromebooks do not run Microsoft Office installed on the machine because it is a Windows app. But this version that they provide free on the cloud-based version, you're allowed to use on a Chromebook. So I mentioned earlier the Play Store. That's this icon down here at the bottom. It says Play Store. As I move across these applications, notice what they are pops up above them. So the Play Store is where you can search for Android-based apps. Again, one of the interesting features of the Chromebook is being able to run several different ways of doing applications, being Android apps being one of them. So I have pinned YouTube, Acorn, which is a streaming service, YouTube TV. So it's quite easy to get all of these applications pinned so that you can have easy, quick access to them. And notice I have so many that I have to go over here and scroll across in order to see them. So that's a brief summary of what the application access looks like. Again, all of the free tools that Google offers, you're able to use on a Chromebook. The big exception is anything that is a .exe or executable file or a Windows application does not run on the Chromebook, but in most cases there are alternative ways of doing the same type of function, such as word processing. If you use Microsoft Word installed on your Windows machine, the Google Docs is a good equivalent to that, or you can use the free version of Word that's online. So moving over to the right side, I do have an application running called Screen Capture, and that's how I'm able to create this video. So here we have a Chromebook that I paid $120 for that's capable of capturing my video and the screen demo that I'm doing on the Chromebook. So Chromebooks can do pretty advanced features that you would not often think about on a Chromebook, certainly in that price range. Now, I have to admit that was a good, end of year sale and so on. But typically, as I mentioned in the presentation, Chromebooks run in the $200 to $500 range. So moving over here, you have the date. When I click I'm doing a single click over here in the right-hand corner, and that brings up access to the settings on the machine. It brings up that screen capture that I just talked about. So you got your Bluetooth, you got your Wi-Fi here, and all the different settings are accessed by going to this gear icon. And we won't go into detail on this, but like any computer that you use, there are settings to configure the machine and so on, provide access to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and so on. So all of that's pretty straightforward. So in summary, I think the first question we need to ask ourselves always is, what is it do you need to do with a computer, and what type of computers and applications do you need to run on those computers? And that helps us make a decision on what to buy. And in my opinion, in a lot of cases, and maybe even most cases, for seniors, a Chromebook is very suitable to everyday computing. And as I mentioned in the presentation, it's quick starting, it's quick shutting down. Updates happen in the background and don't cause you to lose an hour's worth of work while the machine updates. So lots of advantages, but again, it does, if you do heavy-duty video editing, if you store a lot of files locally on a machine, such as pictures and videos, then it may not be the best solution. Thanks for your attention.